the reality is, if you're not happy within yourself, manifesting a new life, manifesting wealth, manifesting a new relationship, a new partner, new friends, all these things are just external things that are really not going to give you happiness at the end of the day when you're alone, like sitting in your thoughts. Hey guys, so today I just wanted to talk about spirituality and sort of the way it's presented itself on platforms that I've seen, so like YouTube, for example. And I just think spirituality is more than manifesting. Recently I've seen a lot of YouTubers and like influencers like sort of profiting off of spirituality, and I feel like they've just taken spirituality and just twisted it into like a whole other thing. Because I feel like a lot of people are just creating programs, creating these like, I don't know, memberships and like subscriptions of like how to transform your life, how to elevate yourself, how to create your dream life, how to manifest more money. I used to watch a lot of spirituality videos, and I feel like at some point it kind of just got really exhausting and really overwhelming. If you see the amount of like videos on YouTube about like manifesting more money and using these techniques and like meditations and like all that stuff, and while I think that can be beneficial, I feel like it just takes away from like the main essence of spirituality. And I feel like that is just to connect with yourself, to connect with the higher power, to give thanks, to give gratitude, to truly know yourself and listen to your intuition, and just be grounded in learning how to give unconditional love, how to forgive, how to be compassionate, be kind, to help others, and not operate out of a place of anger, out of a place of fear, jealousy, envy. And I feel like that's where sort of like manifesting comes from, because a lot of people are teaching how to manifest more money in 30 days, how to do this, how to do that, and I'm like, there's just so many people following these people, and I just think that it's kind of, I don't want to say it's like cult-like, but I just feel like it's like the wrong sort of following, because you have these people in like the spiritual realm or like spiritual life or whatever you want to call it, and they're these high up people, right? Like you're putting these people on like pedestals of like, oh my god, I want to be like them, oh my god, they manifested their dream life, oh my god, like they have everything they want. But like you're really just coming from a place of lack and a place of wanting and a place of needing this thing outside of yourself. It's not really going to do you well, because that's also just coming from a place of ego. And you know, ego, desire, attachment is the root of all suffering in this world. And this world is really just an illusion. Like everything in front of us is really just an illusion, and you control how you feel inside. And if you're just coming from a place of like, I need this money, I need this, whatever it is, like if you're coming from that place, it's not a good place to be coming from. That's really not the point of life, and that's sort of like what keeps you on that karmic cycle, is desiring things and wanting things externally that you think will bring you happiness. But the reality is, if you're not happy within yourself, manifesting a new life, manifesting wealth, manifesting a new relationship, a new partner, new friends, all these things are just external things that are really not going to give you happiness at the end of the day when you're alone, like sitting in your thoughts. Like, and you sort of really just want to work on detaching yourself from your attachments in the world, and then that's how you release your suffering. But I feel like these spiritual masters are just kind of playing on people's emotions and playing on their vulnerabilities, their insecurities, their struggles, their internal suffering, and just like playing on those emotions and just try like kind of like amplifying it and like making them feel like they need to do better, they need to have more money, they need to have a mansion, whatever it is like that they're selling you, like manifesting your dream life, and just sort of making you feel like you're not good enough where you are now, because you are good enough where you are now. Where you are now is where you're supposed to be now. Like God is always with you. God puts you in this position so that you can learn the lessons you need to learn, so that you can experience the things you need to experience to continue along your spiritual journey. And if you needed it, he would have given it to you. So if you don't have it, don't feel like you're lacking, and just feel like you have everything you need at every single moment in your life. And as you need things, God gives them to you. I don't think we should be putting so much pressure on ourselves to want so much more than ourselves and so much more than God has granted us, and just really practicing gratitude for everything that we have, and not allowing even external people to influence sort of the way we feel about that and the way we feel about our reality. I just think it's not the way that you want to approach spirituality. And if you're gonna approach spirituality, like, you need to approach it with respect and with humbleness. At least that's what I've learned in like my experience, and not really just seeing it as this glorified thing of like manifesting all your dreams and manifesting wealth. And we just truly have to be happy with who we are at our core, and happy with all that we have, appreciating our family, our friends, just everything that we're given, because everything that we're given right now is a result of our past karma, our past doings, and just everything that we've done, and that has brought us to a point that we're at now, right? But I just feel like, once again, the way it's glorified, the way it's seen on the internet, is just this big thing of like seeking this thing outside of yourself. I feel like is also not the best way to go about it. And I feel like you really have to ground yourself in your spiritual practice and in your spirituality, and not just look at it as a way to attain material wealth, to attain material things, to attain things outside of yourself that are going to make you happy. I just think that you really have to be careful of the people that you follow, the people that you listen to, the people that you consume, because you might think, oh my god, like they're these great spiritual masters, but you don't really know that. And like, the greatest spiritual master is yourself, and you really just have to do the inner work on yourself, stay grounded, and not blindly follow people who are like making you pay for these things. Like, I don't think that it's necessary to pay for these programs, these subscriptions, these, you know, courses that these spiritual masters are like putting out there, because everything you have is within yourself, and you're giving away your power by listening to and consuming and following these people, because you're putting them on a pedestal, and you're sort of like putting your power beneath them by trying to, I guess, get to where they are. Because you can get to where they are. Like, you just have to believe in yourself, understand yourself, work on yourself. And those ideas of like manifestation and stuff like that sort of come from a place of lack and a place of fear, because you're like, okay, I don't have these things, so I'm gonna try to manifest it. And that's sort of coming from a place of like, I'm unhappy, I'm at these low vibrations, but if I pay for this service, if I pay for this subscription, if I pay for this course, if I pay for this program, I'm gonna get material wealth, I'm gonna get a beautiful big house, I'm going to get that well-paying job that I always wanted, and then I'll be happy. But they're sort of selling you on that idea, like that you'll be happy once you attain these things. And I feel like that's where they sort of go wrong in their spiritual practice. And spirituality is more of like understanding yourself, being happy with yourself, being content, disattaching yourself from the illusions of the material world, because all of these things are really illusion. And once again, these things keep you on that karmic cycle, and you really just have to free yourself from the illusions of the world and the illusions that society is placing on you. And these spiritual masters are sort of like also placing that illusion upon you, because they're just enforcing that idea of like wanting material wealth, being a consumer, and like all that stuff. So yeah, just be wary of who you're following, who you're listening to, and just know that your power resides within you, and you don't need to go pay for something to try to attain happiness outside of yourself. And you just really need to be disciplined with yourself and be grounded. That's really it. And trust me, you'll be fine.